Hello, everyone. This is Brett, and thank you for tuning in to January 2024 Vinyl Find Highlights. I'm going to show 6 records that we picked up over the last month. Let's kick things right off with Inside Story from Grace Jones. This came out back in 1986. It was her 8th studio album. Original price tag on there showing that it was $6.99 when it came out. I would love to see those prices come back, but I don't think that'll ever happen. Anyways, Sarah and I watched, over October, we watched 31 movies to celebrate the Halloween season. And one of them being a movie called Vamp, which starred Grace Jones as the lead vampire. Super fun movie if you've never seen it. Highly recommend it. So I was at the record store last month, and I came across this in the bins, and I was completely unfamiliar with this album of hers, and it was produced by Nile Rodgers from Chic. Pop, funk, R&B, totally slick, polished 80s production, funky guitars, horns, excellent musicianship. It yielded 4 singles. My favorite is a deep cut called Barefoot in Beverly Hills, which to me would have fit perfectly like on a John Hughes soundtrack. Other favorites, Scary But Fun, another deep cut, and then the lead single, I'm Not Perfect, But I'm Perfect for You. Recommended if you like, let's say, Annie Lennox and the Eurythmics, maybe Sade, 80s Bowie, Let's Dance, produced by Nile Rodgers, Tonight, Never Let Me Down Again, maybe even So Era Peter Gabriel. So anyways, that's Grace Jones with Inside Story. Next up, here's an obscure Oxford post-punk band called Ariel FX. This album is called Watching the Dance. Originally came out back in 1982, the band's one and only album. This was reissued on an Italian label called Radiation Records. Fronted by Chris Hufford, who would later go on to engineer and produce bands like Slow Dive, Blind Mr. Jones, Radiohead, and then he would start a management company and represent Radiohead. Recommended if you like, let's just say, Modern Eon. I know that's a bit more on the obscure side as well. A Broken Frame era Depeche Mode with guitars. And even Daniel Miller from Mute Records, his project, The Normal. Recommended songs, the opening track, Out of the Window. Should have been a hit, super catchy. Instant Feeling, this track is what gives me the kind of made me think of The Normals, if you remember that track, Warm Leatherette. The guitars on Hold Me make me think of like Robert Fripp, his playing on Bowie's Scary Monsters album. And then a track like 515 just made me think of like Adam Ant, Strip. Remember that track as well. So highly recommend this if you're wanting to go into some deeper post-punk. Ariel FX with Watching the Dance. Next up, another one on the obscure side. This is Party Day, Sorted. This also got reissued in 2022 on Optic Nerve Recordings. British goth rock post-punk. Sorted collects their 2 studio albums, 1985's Glass House and 1986's Simplicity. I'm going to recommend this if you like Sad Lovers and Giants, Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry, maybe Catastrophe Ballet and Ashes era Christian Death, Modern Eon, Joy Division. Very bass guitar forward, lots of presence. You have these jagged guitar lines mixed a bit in the background. And if you're a goth or post-punk fan looking to dive deeper than some of the bigger bands, check out Party Day. Athena is a standout track. I love the tribal-esque toms in the chorus. Firehorse, also good. Carousel is what really brings up that Catastrophe Ballet vibes on it. Let me just show this set here because it is a 2 record. One's on gold, one is on purple, and it has printed inner sleeves with some photos and write-ups on both of the inners. So that is Party Day, Sorted. All right, next up, a group that I've been talking about, it seems like in every one of my most recent videos, but this is what we were waiting for. The long-awaited reissue of Erotica from the Welsh band The Darling Buds. Their third and final album originally came out back in 1992. This is a brand new music on vinyl reissue, limited to 750 copies. Let me pull this one out. This one is on a translucent yellow. It does have an insert, which is pretty minimal. But let's talk about this one. So, produced by Stephen Street, who worked with the Smiths, Morrissey, the Cranberries, Blur, tons of stuff. Recommended if you like things like Lush, even the Cranberries. And this particular album, I would say Curve, My Bloody Valentine, and then there's always the Primitives connection that just kind of feels present through their three albums. But if, most importantly, if you're a fan of 80s alternative, early 90s alternative, this album should, without a doubt, be in your collection. Opening track, One Thing Leads to Another, Angels Fallen. That's like a cross between Curve and My Bloody Valentine. It feels like chaotic, heavily affected guitar breaks. So you get that kind of shoegaze vibe on a lot of tracks on this. Off My Mind, Gently Fall. And then the single Long Day in the Universe. Seriously, that song takes me right back to 1992. Every time I hear it, goosebumps. When it hits that chorus, it's angelic and soars. Absolutely beautiful. Darling Buds, Erotica. Get this for your collection. All right, I got two more to go. Just want to make a quick mention, if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of my January finds, and if you guys, what you've picked up and took home over the last month. Okay, next up, this is the second album from Topographies. This is called Interior Spring, and I talked about this and the next one in my most anticipated release video, which I'll post a link for if you missed that, where I was just talking about, I think it was 14 of my most anticipated releases in the first like 4 months of 2024. So this one arrived last week ahead of schedule. The release date is actually today. Sophomore album from the San Francisco band. Gray Tolhurst is a member of Topographies, the son of one of the founding members of The Cure, Lowell Tolhurst. Soaring synths, melodic single-note guitar lines, electronic drums, really catchy melodies. Seriously solid from beginning to end. Recommended if you like early Cure. Maybe Cold Cave, early New Order, the Chameleons, French Cold Wave, Asylum Party, and also maybe like early Clan of Zymox, 4AD era. Nightsea, Arch, Cleanse. The track Cleanse really gives off New Order vibes with that True Faith like drum intro. Chain of Days is definitely a highlight. You really get a sense of the Cure in the vocals on I Never Understood. Made me really think of like Faith and Pornography era Cure. 1985, also really nice, and the closing track, Face of Another, really, really good stuff. No sophomore slump here. This is Topographies with Interior Spring. Brand new release. All right, and lastly, another band that I just seem to talk about pretty regularly. This is Unbroken, the brand new record from New Model Army. Great artwork on this, always done by Jules. There's the inside of the gatefold. Just really great artwork on these New Model Armies. So, 16th studio album, the first of new music since 2019's From Here. There was a live orchestral album that came out, Sinfonia, just at the end of 2023, which I also recommended. This is New Model Army continuing to do what they do best. Justin Sullivan's unmistakable voice and delivery, intense, socially conscious, well-crafted songs. If you like Killing Joke, Bruce Springsteen even, 80s U2, maybe even Neil Young, check out New Model Army. The lead single and opening track, First Summer After, is an immediate standout track. I can imagine just how powerful that's going to be in upcoming live performances. If I Am Still Me is my second favorite, and my third favorite is Cold Wind. That is New Model Army's Unbroken. All right, guys, thank you for checking this out. I will see you soon. Goodbye.